Keep California cowgirls from vanishing. Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly. Semi drives a cart. Sadie pulls a log. Sadie learns to pull a cart. Miniature zebu heifer Susie learns to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learns to pull a harrow. We continue to work with Morgan mares Sadie and Semi on gaining their trust, confidence, and respect when we ask them for compliance. Well, this is the beginning of part 2 on gaining trust and confidence from our horses. We are making good progress with Sadie. She just got a bad habit that got worse instead of better with time. And we think we're going to be able to get past it very naturally, very gently. Gina's going to tell you what it was like to saddle up Sadie, and you can see that Sadie's not showing any body language of stress or resistance. And Gina, can you tell us how it was to saddle her up?
Yeah, she was a lot better today, and she didn't kick out like she was in the past few days with her back leg coming forward. Swished her tail a little bit, but that's normal for her, showing a little bit of uncomfort of some sort. So yeah, I hope she's feeling better today, mentally and physically.
Okay, and just to recap, we don't know if this is a behavioral problem or physical problem or both. We're reading body language signs and trying to interpret them. And well, isn't that the name of the game when you're working with livestock? Because they can't tell you in words what's going on. So we're showing you how we make progress, what works and what doesn't work. And because we're a little bit hopeful that things will go well today, Gina, are you willing to just try to get in the saddle like we used to do with Sadie?
Yeah.
Okay, and clip your helmet. Safety's always number one. We did put a Western saddle on today. Make sure the cinch is tight so that it would be easy. She did a little bit of, yeah, you see, oh, look at that.
Whoa.
So it could be something at the cinch causing her some discomfort. Most definitely, wouldn't you say now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know what it is. She does have a gnat allergy, but there's no obvious sores under her belly.
Whoa. Hey.
But most definitely cinching her up tight now so that we can safely go in the saddle and stay in the saddle has caused a behavioral reaction. And we do have a lead line and a rope halter on. And let's see if, Gina, do you want to lunge her a little bit?
No.
No?
I think that's the problem.
Okay, she doesn't feel it lunging. See, and lunging isn't always the way out of a problem. As a matter of fact, it can exacerbate it.
Hey.
So we've learned, because of that kicking forward, we've learned to stay up by her shoulder, her front legs. Do you feel that it has to be even tighter?
Well, yeah, I can't get it tighter, so.
Can't get it tighter, so
I
she's...
mean, for fear of her being angry.
We're worried that that will cause her even more distress.
Hey.
Most definitely got a reaction to tightening the cinch. Now, is she cinch sore?
Yeah.
We're kind of coming to that conclusion. However, do we see anything obvious that's causing her cinch?
My stomach was a little more raw today than it has been.
I see.
Probably because it's drying out.
Okay, all right, that gnat allergy, we do put medicine on it. We have to wear rubber gloves when we do because it does soak in. Maybe we'll use more of it. I'm going to think about that. I think maybe we should just start using it every day, Gina, unless there's a reason not to, until we get rid of this behavioral problem that most definitely seems to be stemming from some kind of physical discomfort.
Yeah.
All right, now Sadie's looking quiet again.
I'm not touching the cinch.
Because we're not playing or touching the cinch, not trying to make it tighter. Let's see what happens. I'm sure when you put your foot up in the stirrup, there'd be some cinch pressure. Let's see what happens. And you'll see, because we've got the camera on. I do have a camera operator to help me today if Gina wants me to go in and help her hold Sadie.
Hey. Whoa.
Now, my reaction to this kind of behavior yesterday was to just stop trying to get in the saddle, do some hind end disengagements, and then straighten her out again. Finally, she just said, okay, get in the saddle. She just let me get in the saddle. We might do that today, we'll see. There are different ways to get to where you want to go. Let's see if Gina's focus gathering techniques are going to help here. Gina's a very capable rider. There's many ways to get a horse's focus and respect and trust and confidence in spite of spooky objects and some kind of physical discomfort. Let's see. See, Sadie knows that Gina's going to step up in the stirrup.
Hey. Hey.
We can use the concept of, let's make the wrong behavior uncomfortable, which Gina's doing a different way than I did yesterday. Let's see if it works. Once I got in the saddle yesterday, there was absolutely no problem, and Gina has noticed that in the past. And you know, Clinton Anderson sells a new type of cinch. I've seen it advertised on his RFD TV program.
Whoa.
And although I'm not into buying a lot of tack, he claims that this kind of cinch is really has advantages over any other cinch on the market. So I may be going to his website to see if I can get that cinch here. It's cut out in a certain way and is of a certain material that is supposed to be the most gentle on a horse. Sadie's a good girl. There's just obviously something bothering her, and we have to either fix the physical problem or get her to trust us. Because obviously the physical problem is not excruciating. It's just a discomfort that she is feeling or anticipating to feel. We used to be able to just get on Sadie's back. No problem. Recently.
Whoa. 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 Hey.
Okay, I'm going to have my helper here operate the camera. So I'm going to turn it off for a minute to show her the buttons. And then I'm going to see if my presence in the arena perhaps with an arm extension can help in this situation. Okay, now I'm going to, using my arm extension, using a lead line, I'm going to ask for Sadie's focus, compliance, trust, confidence, and then we're going to put the reins back on and try again. But we definitely think this is all related to some kind of cinch problem, and so we're going to have to continue to study it and see if we can get past it, or maybe just wait until it goes away. So yesterday, when I was trying this with my flat saddle, and it was a very easy cinch to use, I still got some bad behavior from her. So as soon as I did, which, let's see if I'm going to get it now, she seems to be fine, unless, it looks like, unless somebody wants to get in the saddle. You want to come over?
Yeah. I mean,
If she starts to behave badly, I'm going to disengage her hind end a few times. And she doesn't like that. That's work for her. She may say, okay, all right, I'll just go ahead and get in. So can you hold on to this? And if she starts to come towards me with her foot, you come towards me with her head. The best way to keep a horse from kicking out, and my farrier taught me this, is to have the person that's holding the lead line walk towards you, because if the head is coming this way, the tail has to go that way. Hey, hey, hey. Come on. Okay, she misbehaved. I'm going to do what I did yesterday. Take her over here. Ask her to do a lunge line circle. Ask her to go. Disengage her hind end. Good. Ask her to back up. Back. Good. You can see how compliant she is to these cues that she knows very well. Do you see any favoring of the legs?
No, that's what I'm watching for.
Boop. Good. See. Boop. See the crossing over of the back legs. That's what I mean by disengaging. Boop. Okay, Gina, come on up again. This may or may not help. We'll see. And if it doesn't help today, we'll stop on a good note. A note that we know we can do, like another lunge circle or a backup, and then continue on another day, and we'll try to show you. I think I'm going to put the reins on just in case it looks like I'm going to be able to get in the saddle. Can you hold here? And because I have a leg problem, it helps me to have a step up, so we're going to stop the camera for a minute. I'm going to go get my step up. Okay, here's my step up, and Gina and I have discussed the plan.
Sadie.
Doing this very slowly, one small step at a time, making sure the saddle isn't going to slip. My horses are old style Morgans, they don't have much wither. That's one of the reasons we almost always use breast collar, if we have a place to connect the breast collar.
Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Sadie.
Very nice, Sadie. Very nice. Now, that's all I'm going to do today. Get my foot in the stirrup. I want to make this experience pleasant for her. I want her to realize she gave me the right answer by saying, okay, Sadie, your work is done today. You saw that she didn't move 1 square inch. So we're all very happy, and we'll continue to show you her progress, and then we'll show you Sammy's progress in understanding that white vinyl fences are no harder to jump than wooden cavalettis. My cameraman will zoom over to the white vinyl that seems to scare Sammy, and over to the cavalettis, the wooden cavalettis that are no challenge at all. Every horse has their own quirks. Every natural horsemanship technique is based on a very sound principle of make the right answer comfortable and the wrong answer uncomfortable. Do things in small steps, be repetitive, and be patient. That's all for today. Sonia Sokolov, the Urban Cowgirl. This is a session with Sammy. We're getting her, we hope, to trust us, to have confidence in us, even when we ask her to step over, jump over white styrene pipe vinyl standards. This is back in our uncovered arena. We made some progress last week in the covered square pen during a rainy day. And now we're just warming up Sammy. We haven't even had her watch one of her herd mates do it, because both Sadie and Eve don't mind one bit about this white vinyl and styrene material. So that's going to be something we will do. Have her herd mates do it for her and give her confidence that it's not a spooky object. If we're not making progress to our satisfaction in getting Sammy's compliance without that extra added technique of gaining trust and confidence in our horses. So this is just a warm-up period. It's getting cold and windy. We'll work a brief amount of time. Gina will feel when she's getting Sammy to relax. Sammy has good vertical flexion, as you can see. Gina is riding in an English saddle without spurs. Sammy has no problem at all going over these wooden cavalettis at any height. It's just the white vinyl and the white styrene that seems to cause some stress. In the past, not, and then something must have happened and something triggered a concern. So we're dealing with it and we're showing you how we deal with it. I'm going to turn the camera off until we feel that Sammy is relaxed enough to give it a try. Okay, Gina feels that Sammy is not stressed. Let's see what she says. Okay, well, she jumped over it. Do you think you can encourage her to walk over it, or do you think her stress level is still too high?
Well, I'm trying to get her to just walk over it.
Okay.
I didn't push her that much. Here, can you hear me okay?
Not, but I'll repeat it. So Gina was saying she's trying to get her to walk over. Didn't push her very much. Come on closer to the camera and tell us how you felt.
What we were trying the other day was getting her as close as possible without pushing her too fast, without her 90% confidence on her own. So that, I really just gave her a little bit of leg, and she did jump it. But I was hoping that she would walk over it, if not just stop on her own. So, I mean, really I want her to get over it, no matter what. But I don't want to push her too much.
Yes, and right now it's essentially on the ground. The wooden rail is down on the ground. The white rail has a little bit of a bow to it right next to the wooden rail. So to Sammy, to her viewpoint, always try to look at the world in the eyes of the horse. It's just a white thing. And now we're seeing a little bit of avoidance. Do you see how her hip is going over? That's an avoidance body language message. So Gina, it looks like Gina decided not to proceed, but to grab Sammy's focus, going around.
Good girl.
Much better than it used to be. Let's just do it a few more times and then make it a short lesson. I kind of think, and I think you'll agree, that we're getting there.
Yeah.
And it may help to show her that Sadie and Eve have no problems with this white vinyl, but I kind of think we're going to get her trust other ways. See that body language? Okay, now let's see what Gina decides to do. Back her up. Hind end disengagements. Actually going to ask her to do it again. Okay, back motion is really a good way to get a horse's focus, compliance. See that hip coming over? There's still some stress. See her mouth biting, still some stress. Semi can jump these jumps high. Yeah, if only she weren't so afraid of the material that they're made of. A few more times, couple more times, okay, Gina? We've done very well, I think, in getting Semi's trust and confidence. We're just going to be patient, repetitive, and knowing Semi the way I do, which I did breed her, and she's my stallion's legacy. She will trust us. See that hip coming over? Okay, there was a little bit of leg pressure there behind the cinch to get her hip over. There. Less of a hop over.
Yeah.
Still not a step over.
I'm really scared of touching it.
Gina said she feels that Semi's afraid of touching it. You know, one time, and this may be left over, before I put wooden weights in those white styrene pipes, she tipped it and it jumped up against her belly. And that might be what we're dealing with now. One small mistake can take months to fix.
I'm trying to slow her down when I feel that she's starting to rush before it. So if anything, I'd like to stop her right in front of it.
Okay, Gina's saying she's going to try to slow her down if she feels that there's rushing happening before it, so she's going to just stop right in front of it. Let's watch Semi's body language. Okay, and she was going to jump, she was going to rush over it, and Gina's saying no. That was a good try. She's trying, and you know, ever so slight a try gets a reward, gets a praise. Yes, she is trying to comply. You feel that oh, do it the other way? Okay, and we do everything both directions if we can. It's, you know, another request the other direction, another set of variables around her, in front of her. What does she see from this side? Okay, there's concern there.
Steady. Whoa.
Seems to be more of a problem from this direction.
Whoa.
Few small steps in that direction of the obstacle. Good. She's trying. Good. Praise for trying. Approach, retreat. Body language, concern, you can see it. They can't tell us with words, but they sure can tell us with body language. Okay, now if you ask her to whoa, make sure she stops her forelegs one way or another, even with a one-rein stop. There was still concern. Can you do it from that direction again? And you know, in some respects, at this point in her training, I'd say let her do it a little faster so that the reactive side of her brain can't all of a sudden engage her. You're asking her to do something, she's going to give you trust, confidence, respect. And then maybe she'll just do it without getting reactive. Let's see. Better. But let's see what Gina has to say. I'll bring her over here. Okay, now Gina's going to tell you what she did and didn't do. And we're going to stop the lesson because we liked that answer. We know we have more work to do. Gina?
Okay, well, going that direction that you just saw, I just got her to have forward motion, and I didn't try to slow her down at all, so she did rush over it, but she did get over it. Going that way, she was a lot more patient when I asked her to be patient. And for some reason, going this one particular direction, it's scarier. So it's harder to really get her to settle.
It could be because there's wide open spaces over there in that direction, and here there's a couple fences that maybe, you know, gets her attention, her focus, or shows her some closure in this direction. But you know, from this point of view, your leap over, your last leap over there showed much less stress from you know, in our point of view.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't fighting her at all.
Yes,
I just let her rush.
And she stayed with vertical flexion and so forth. Okay, we're just going to keep doing it in small steps. And thank you, Gina. Thank you, Sammy. Okay, Gina and I have been discussing a little bit of history here, so I'm adding this postscript to this session. Oh, about a year or two ago, when the styrene pipe got tipped and hit Sammy's belly as she was completing the jump, it was scary. It made me realize I had to weight down those styrene pipes. They're lightweight, easy to use, but that extra weight of the wood in them became important. Then I had forgotten, but Gina just reminded me that when I wasn't out here one day, about maybe 4 to 6 months ago, Gina was working with Sammy, and Sammy's always been a bit rushy ever since that styrene pipe jumped up after her belly. And something happened out here that maybe confirmed in Sammy's mind that she needs to rush through these things. And Gina, can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, what happened was she leapt for the jump too early, so it was a big jump, and she hit the top rail, and it came down and kind of chased after her a little bit, and I ended up falling off, so that probably scared her a little bit. And she seemed okay after, except I tried to get back on. I got back on, and I went over the jump once, but I noticed that she was pretty spooky about it. And ever since that, I've really noticed that she rushes towards the jumps a few paces ahead, and I feel like that has something to do with the fear of the jump now. So I'm really trying to let her know that she can go up to the jump calmly and get over it safely without touching it. And that's kind of why I want her to walk over the jump calmly without having to rush towards it, even from the walk.
It's just that it might be very hard to get past that reactive turn-on side of her brain at this point.
Yeah.
And I know that if you're dealing with a horse, let's say out on a trail, walking may not be the best thing. To be continued in part 3. Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty, and Susie. Heifer calf Sela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.